And here we are back again. You'll remember Roger Savoy. He's been on the show before when we had our kitchen at the old building. And we had so much fun in that kitchen making wine, and we made beer and we made vinegar and cheese and
soda.
We had so much fun.
Yep.
But we don't have that here.
It's a
so you had to do your cooking at home.
And I did. I brought some yogurt and
yogurt. You make yogurt?
Yogurt and fromage blanc. Made them last night.
Wow. I know you made regatta one year.
Did that and mozzarella. My daughter was
mozzarella.
on it. Yeah, that was real good.
It was really good, yeah.
It was.
Well, Roger's on along with his wife, and we're so pleased. This is your first appearance on the show. And she's here to support her husband, of course, but she's part of the team.
Oh, yes. So both of us have been self-employed since we've been married, which is decades. And
you just celebrated an anniversary, didn't you?
40th anniversary, yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah, couldn't have done it without her.
No, you couldn't have.
So Anita is a CPA. She has a master's in accounting. I've got an MBA. Part of a PhD. We both taught in local schools. We've done economic development overseas. And the last business that I've been doing, Anita still has her accounting business, but I opened the Homebrew Emporium. We have 4 locations now. We've been expanding.
It's incredible the growth that you've gone through. You're in Boston. You're in Cambridge.
Yeah, we just opened a new store south of Boston, a small warehouse, and
You're in Rensselaer.
Rensselaer on Route 4. That's our original location. We've been there 15 years, but the former owner was there for another 10. So but we took this and made it into a 20-employee business, and it's a very difficult thing to do, but it's a team thing, as you mentioned.
It's also good that you had a CPA.
Well, that's a member of the team that you have to have. Most people are not qualified to. You can't know everything, So you need to know business. You need to know your technology, whatever it is, whether it's cooking, whether it's making cheese, wine, beer, or whatever, high tech, whatever. And you have to know finance. So if you don't know it, those 3 items, you need to find somebody to help you with that.
And whether marketing. Marketing. I was going to say marketing.
The business is part of the marketing, and that includes, which is the huge part. I mean, if you're a business person and you go to the bank, they want to know your marketing plan.
What is your business plan?
Who is your customer?
And did you do some survey to figure it out? Some focus groups or anything to find out whether you even need it?
Right. If you know what you're doing, you can actually go do the research online, in the library, things like that, depending on what you're doing, of course. But the whole point is you have to know who your customer is and how to reach them, and that's critical to growing your business.
And the web is essential for some. And I see that your website, you can even buy products. Well, you're working on that, because it's kind of.
Yeah, we had a major meltdown on that, but that's not a major component of our business. Our business, in our industry, there's a lot of big internet businesses. Because you need a certain critical number of customers to support a decent-sized store.
Yeah, right.
Because ours is a very small niche market, and that means that there's not a lot of customers. So to have a decent store like mine, and maybe a couple of smaller competitors like the capital region, you need about 750,000 or 1 million people in my business. Every business is different. You have to know what your threshold is for people. I mean, especially if you're going to go into some niche business that
And that's what it's very important.
Right.
I also want to mention that Roger is a traveler, he and his wife, and you like to eat your way across the countries. Isn't that right?
Yes.
You're going to show a couple of photos so that we can have some fun here too.
Sure. And
even though they do a lot on business, they have fun too.
This one here is we went to, because we've done a lot of international stuff, we know people all over the world. We went to a wedding last year in Bolivia in Santa Cruz, and the local parishioners, very poor, instead of gifts, they provided. In this instance, that's an Incan dance troupe, and and they had a Maharaji band and an African dance troupe also. It was awesome. This was the lunch before the day before dinner, and that's Grandma there, we had they ordered. We didn't.
No,
everything.
You don't know what the foods are. And I noticed the dishes that you showed. You took photographs of.
Oh yeah. No, this was the menu, and you can see that it's just like any other. Yeah, and this was the wedding dinner, and it was just really gorgeously set, and the food was delicious. Now this we went last year. We went to Portugal and Spain. This is in Porto. We went to Porto, and then we went up the Douro River, and we had lunch at a winery. And this was cod with breadcrumbs, kale, and roasted potatoes, and a gorgeous wine. This is
my kind of photos for trips.
That was crepes with mushrooms and a wine reduction sauce. That was another delicious one. It was a beautiful setting. We went with my sister and our friends. We took a 3-car caravan down the Minho River, which is in Galicia near northwest Spain, and we went down the Minho River. It was 12 hours. We were on the river, going down, stopping at places to eat. This is back to one of the port houses in Oporto. But when we stopped at 11:30, they wanted to go out to dinner, and that picture before was
11:30 at night. I know, that's what they do. I was in Spain, and it's like, are you kidding? You guys are eating at 11 o'clock at night.
That's my kind of place. This is funny.
I don't eat at 6. I'm done.
We were put at table 84. There was 12 at every table, so there was about 800 people at that place.
Oh my
at night.
God!
And the guy up front was playing. But
they take a siesta in the afternoon, so they get their second win.
Not as much up in this area.
Okay.
In Galicia, it's really a slightly different culture than. You have the Catalans, you have the Basque, and then you have the South. I mean, there's some pretty distinct regions in there, and they don't really need the naps up there. But the place we're at, and these are some of the local cheeses that we.
And I know you make cheese, so this is.
And I brought some too.
I know, but you know what? We're going to have to let our audience try it.
Oh well, that's cool too.
See, right after the show, you get to try all this good stuff, because we're almost out of time. But I want to thank you so much for being here, talking about growing a business, because it's so important. People get an idea about starting a business, have no idea where they're going.
There's a lot of places you can go for help.
And I was in business, so I know exactly what it's like to start it from the ground up.
Well, what you're doing here.
Well, this is a whole other thing. The other one was I had needed the money. So.